Good morning and welcome in on this Monday. Dan Hardenbrook, glad to have you along. Hey, hope your weekend went well. Time now to take a look at your latest local news from around the region. It is your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. Your Monday news headlines, as always, brought to you by Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center.
Dr. Andy Hollenbeck is a Petoskey surgeon who practices 2 days a week at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center with three very important words: colon cancer screening.
Colon cancer screening start at the age of 45 for average risk individuals. This is a change from previous 50-year-old starting age.
Colon cancer is one of the most easily prevented cancers because screenings can stop it before it can begin.
Screenings to remove polyps, which are small outgrowths within the colon. These polyps can be precancerous, but if left in your colon for a long enough period of time will eventually change into colon cancer.
Colonoscopies remove the polyp, preventing the cancer.
Remove them and send them to the pathologist or the lab, and this prevents them from changing into colon cancer.
Dr. Hollenbeck urges not putting off colon cancer screenings.
However, it is very beneficial to your overall health in preventing colon cancer. It's timely, and the ability to go home shortly after.
Talk to your primary care provider about colon cancer screenings today. Helen Newberry Joy. Your health, our passion.
And your latest local news on this Monday: more snow for the eastern UP. Residents of Newberry and surrounding communities, as well as those across the region, waking up to more winter weather this morning. As much as 10 inches came across snowbelt areas in the eastern UP, especially along the lake shores. Newberry and the surrounding communities seeing anywhere from 4 to 7 inches. Snowfall started just after midnight and came down heavy at more than an inch per hour overnight, with windy, gusting conditions, blowing snow and covering roadways once again. It is like Groundhog Day, the third straight weekend that the eastern UP region has been hit hard by winter weather, even though the calendar says spring. The latest round of snow, not as bad as last weekend, which caused havoc across the eastern UP and northern lower peninsula with heavy ice accumulation, snow, winds, broken trees, and tens of thousands without power. This one may feel normal and we're probably used to it, but still frustrations for many as the spring season still being held off by Mother Nature, who refuses to let up. National Weather Service with the winter weather advisory that expired at 11 a.m. on Monday. For more on what's next to expect weather-wise, stick around for our local weather forecast coming up. Tahquamenon Area Schools is looking to the community for input on their new strategic plan. The district is sharing its proposed strategic plan, which would cover the district's vision for the next 5 school years. The strategic plan would target goals for Tahquamenon Area Schools from the 2025 through 2030 school years. The plan outlines the district's mission, vision, beliefs, and more. You can share your feedback, view the strategic plan, and get more information by clicking the link available on the Tahquamenon Area Schools-TAS Facebook page. Each family in the district, as well as those members of the community who share an interest in the operations of the school district, what it means for our local students and those coming into the district in the future, can participate in that strategic plan, which is now open. Local law enforcement agencies across the Upper Peninsula are warning residents to be on the lookout as fentanyl cases are on the rise, creating a dangerous environment in the eastern UP. Chippewa County Sheriff's Office says that just after 10 a.m. on Sunday, it was reported that someone was having a seizure. The victim was in a vehicle parked near the entrance to the Chippewa County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's deputies on the scene found a 23-year-old female unconscious in the vehicle. Deputies immediately suspected that the victim was overdosing on some form of narcotic. Deputies called the local EMS and Sioux Fire to help at the scene. Deputy sheriffs with the Chippewa County Sheriff's Office administered multiple rounds of Narcan. The victim initially did not respond. Deputies thought they lost the pulse of the victim, immediately instituted an additional round of Narcan. Thankfully, the victim soon regained a pulse and started breathing again. Victim was transported by EMS to the local hospital. It was found out that the victim had taken heroin, which was suspectedly cut with fentanyl. Deputies who acted quickly saved the victim's life. Chippewa County Sheriff's Office and other agencies putting out joint statements, sharing their own feedback on what they're seeing in their counties. According to the Chippewa County Sheriff's Office, a very high rate of overdoses due to street drugs being cut with fentanyl, causing cases to be on the rise. You can get more information and get links for help if you or someone you know is battling an addiction by going to the Chippewa County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Engadine Consolidated Schools is inviting those community members looking to get rid of some of those old pop cans to help out local students. Engadine is currently running a pop can drive to raise funds for this year's prom. The donation trailer is being parked just west of the greenhouse along Park Street at Engadine Consolidated Schools. Now, if you can't drop off your cans or bottles or would like to make a donation directly, you can do so through the central office. Engadine thanking the community to step up and keep donating and supporting local students. Again, the pop can drive for the Engadine prom is going on now. The trailer located near the greenhouse on Park Street, or you can get more information through the central office. Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center is reminding graduates of Newberry and Tahquamenon Area Schools and Engadine Consolidated Schools that graduation will soon be upon us. It's time to start thinking about the future. If a certain future graduate in your life is pursuing a career in the health field, encourage them to apply for the HNJH Foundation Health Career Scholarship. Students who graduate with a minimum of 3.0 GPA in the class of 2025 and are pursuing a degree in the healthcare field are eligible for the Health Career Scholarship. You can apply online by going to hnjh.org/scholarships. You can download an application by scanning the QR code in the most recent edition of the Newberry News or contact the hospital for more information. I'm Dan Hardbrook. That is your latest local news this morning. It's your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. Your news today brought to you by Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. For more information on the full range of services they provide right here close to home in our communities, go online to hnjh.org. Time now to check in with sports this morning. The high school sports season for the spring officially underway, even though still looks like winter. The Newberry varsity baseball team had to head all the way down to Adrian to get games in this past weekend. 2025 season opener was a success, even though the Indians dropped both games of a doubleheader against Division III Sand Creek at Adrian College. A 15-11 loss in 7 innings in the first game of Saturday's doubleheader. The Indians dropping an 8-5 comeback bid in 5 innings in the second game of that doubleheader. Indians had 13 players make the trip to Adrian for the doubleheader against Sand Creek. Highlights on the day included Matthew Rahali going 3 for 3 with 2 singles, a triple, 2 walks, 4 RBIs, 5 stolen bases in the first game of the doubleheader. Jude Taylor was 2 for 2 with 2 singles, reached 5 times as he added 3 walks and an RBI. Senior Ethan Pavey reached 4 out of 5 times. And Newberry players Logan Teal and Coulter Kitzman had their first career RBIs. In game 2 of the doubleheader, Matthew Lubkirk got the start on the mound and gave up no earned runs. The Indians soon fell behind before battling back. Rahali, Schrader, and Pavey also pitching on the weekend. Newberry didn't have a hit, but drew plenty of walks and stolen bases in the second game of that doubleheader, with Lubkirk reaching 3 times, Rahali reaching twice, and Pavey with a bases-loaded walk to start a comeback bid late in the 5th inning. The Indians are 0-2, scheduled at Mackinac City on Friday, weather permitting. The Detroit Tigers walked off winners and swept the Chicago White Sox with a 4-3 victory at Comerica Park yesterday afternoon. Spencer Torkelson with a game-winning 2-run double to give the Tigers the win. Detroit entered the 9th inning down 3-1 and made the comeback, completing a 3-0 homestand. Detroit now 5-4 on the season, first place in the AL Central, Big 3-game set starting this afternoon as the New York Yankees come to town. Red Wings continuing their playoff push. A big win last night over the Florida Panthers at Little Caesars Arena. Red Wings win it 2-1. Goals from Alex DeBrincat and JT Compher. A great game in net by Cam Talbot as the Red Wings keep their season alive. 1 week to go in the NHL regular season. Red Wings are 4 points out of a playoff spot as they've got a week to make up ground, try to end a 6-year playoff drought. There's a new all-time leading goal scorer in professional hockey. Washington Capitals star Alex Ovechkin netted number 895 on Sunday, passing the legendary Wayne Gretzky to become the NHL's all-time leading scorer. College basketball women's national championship saw UConn demolish South Carolina as the Huskies win 82-59 to claim their 12th national championship. Men's game tonight, finishing up the brackets with 2 1 seeds, Florida and Houston, tipping off at 8:50 on CBS. Your latest local weather forecast from the National Weather Service and M123 FM. Snow showers still possible for the remainder of your Monday. Cloudy skies today and a high in the mid-20s. For your Tuesday, partly sunny but still cold, a high in the upper 20s. North winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, we start to warm back up as we inch closer to the weekend. Mostly sunny, a high in the upper 30s. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. That's the latest news, sports, and weather. It's your Newberry News Update on M123 FM.